loves, welcome to my channel. This is the Sister Squad, and to become part, all you have to do is to click the subscribe button down below. And if you are a returning lover, hey sis, today we are talking everything relationships, and we are reviewing the couples from Love is Blind season 4, from the pods to the altar. Well, even the ones that did not make it to the altar, we are going to be reviewing them as long as they made it out of the pods. So if this is something you definitely want to see, then stay tuned. If you have not watched up to the last episode just before the review, I think it is episode 12 or 11, don't watch this because boop, 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 spoiler alert. Okay, so this is one show that I am very intrigued by, and I definitely want us to look at the journeys of the 5 couples that made it out of the pods. Okay, and I don't want to waste any time. Let's get straight into it. Starting with Marshall and Jackie. Now, this is the couple that did not make it to the altar, as we might already know. Now, Marshall is my guy. Marshall is 100% my guy. I like Marshall and I also like Jackie. But what I feel is the issue with this relationship is that in the pods, Marshall was 100% himself from on set with the guys, with even the people that he was dating in the pods. He was always himself. He was out and he was frank. He was himself. Jackie had a connection with 2 guys, Marshall and that other guy whose name I forgot. And at the end, she ended up choosing Marshall and letting go of the other guy. I think that the main issue with this couple was the physical attraction, because I think Jackie did like Marshall. Jackie did fall in love with Marshall before she saw Marshall, but then when they did meet, Marshall is not Jackie's cup of tea. We know this because the time that Jackie saw Brad, he was like, oh, he is cute. And she even said that out loud with Marshall there. And you know that Brad and Marshall look nothing alike. Brad is more masculine, he's taller, he's darker, his hair, like they don't look the same. So I think Marshall was just not her cup of tea physically. And also the other issue here is that in the pods, Jackie was not honestly herself, because her complaint with Marshall is that Marshall is not aggressive enough. Marshall is a softie. Isn't that something she could have picked up in the pods maybe? I don't know. Even with the sexual aggression, because she was complaining that even sexually Marshall is not he's not there. He's not aggressive enough. And I'm thinking, if this is a main issue for you, why couldn't you have discussed it on the pods? People need to lay everything on the table so that when you pick each other there, you pick the person knowing exactly what to expect. You cannot leave out the sexual part and say, I will just see when it gets there, because we know it's going to play a huge part also in the relationship. If you are sexually wild and you like exploring and whatever, you should say that in the pods. So Jackie did not say that there. And then when she meets Marshall, she's like, oh no, this guy's not doing it. Why did you pick him? Also, Jackie, she giving me vibes of, but she was just like Irene. She went there to play. Because, guys, at Mexico, Jackie was crying on the first day. On their first day, was it the second day? She was crying and stuff and saying that I'm just thinking about the reality back at home. I'm worried that when we go back at home, there's things that are going to influence our relationship and we might not make it. Oh gosh, no, this girl was just, let's just be honest about that part. Jackie was not into Marshall. When Jackie saw Marshall, she did not see what she wanted. She did not see what she liked. That's why when the second guy came in, Jackie was like, okay, I'm going there. Easily, like that. So no. I'm very happy they did not go to the altar and ended things there, because seeing the type of person Marshall is, he was going to get to that altar and he was going to say yes to Jackie. He was, embarrassment. I want to go straight to Irene and Zach, since I mentioned Irene's name. What the actual thing, guy. Firstly, was Zach. Zach is having this strong connection between 2 ladies, which is Bliss and Irene. Bliss comes to Zach and says, if you would pick Irene over me, I would actually judge the kind of person that you are. Zach is saying that I'm at the point where I don't know which one to pick. And then Irene comes and says that, honestly, I'm shocked that you even at that stage, you don't know how to pick between me and Irene. It is making me question how you think. And then Zeki, this says a lot about Irene's character. I mean, this says a lot about Bliss's character. How can she say that about another person? Mind you, Bliss spends a lot of time with Irene. Bliss sees a lot of Irene behaviors that Zach does not see. So when Bliss says, I would question you, I would question even your judgment if you pick this girl over me. Zach sees that as a problem on Bliss. So he picks Irene, and then the way he was crying after he broke things off with Bliss, and the way Bliss was crying as well, it was hurtful. It was very sad to watch on Bliss's side. But Zach, I was so annoyed by his tears. So someone Irene so much, she's a BS and she's not in it for love. Irene did not like Zach. From on set, we could see that Irene was there for her own agendas. I don't know what, but she was not there for Zach. She did not like Zach from on set. So now when Zach is crying, I'm like, stop. What the hell? Stop. So he picks his girl, his Irene, and Irene obviously was going to show him flames. Irene had flames. We already knew this, and he was warned. This is not a type. This is not your type. Puma glomd. Did he Puma? No. He picked his Irene. When they met, Irene was complaining about Zach staring her into the eyes. But you stare a lot. You don't even blink when you're looking. Which is the first thing that Bliss appreciated about Zach. So Irene did not like, obviously, and she showed that she did not want to be touched. She didn't want to be kissed. From the time that they met, everybody could tell that Irene was not into Zach. And then Zach, they decided to break things off, of which I was very happy about, which needed to happen. And as soon as they break things off, she goes to Micah and tells Micah that I am attracted to your man. Micah is her friend, Poof. As she goes to her friend, her bestie who has been with her the whole journey, who was the only person who liked her when nobody liked her. She goes and tells her, I actually have an attraction towards you, ma'am. Ma'am. Let's get into the interesting part. Straight after Mexico, Zach contacts Bliss, the one that he did not pick, in the pods where people were being picked. Contacts Bliss and tells Bliss, listen, I fucked up. I made the wrong choice. You were my choice. You're the girl that I should have picked. I'm sorry that I didn't do that. Okay. I saw it on Bliss's face on that first date they had, that Bliss really liked the guy. Bliss was into Zach. And I could see even with Zach was so easy with Bliss, man. He was not even that goofy person. He was not even fooling around. He was just so easy. So they ended up getting engaged. He proposes on a boat cruise. She says yes. They meet the families. I love Bliss's family. Oh, her mom is so warm. I loved her family. Yo. Can we talk about the tension between Bliss and her dad? We don't know the story there, but you could tell. But there is a story. There's a story, and there's a juicy story. I don't know. Maybe I looked too much into it. But Bliss is a very warm person. She's a very respecting person. But the way she was speaking to her dad, something is beating the water. It was so nice to see also Zach's grandmother there. Very emotional moment as well. And then they get to the altar, they both say yes, of which was highly expected. Those two are just into each other. Like I said, everything just seems easy with them. It's just their love is flowing. They're not trying, they're just into each other. So I wish them very well. I hope that they will be another success story. I am crossing fingers because I'm rooting for them. They're not my favorite couple though, but I am behind them 100%. Let's get into the third couple, Paul and Micah. I did not trust Micah at the beginning because also she was friends with Irene. So I did not trust her. I was questioning her a lot. I did not even trust that she was in love with Paul. Even in Mexico, I was questioning her a lot. I was just questioning that girl a lot. She wasn't giving, man. She wasn't smitten. She was not in love. She was not giving me head over heels type of thing. Like I'm very much in love. I don't have anything much to say about them. I want to get straight into the altar, them getting to the altar. I really would have questioned Paul if he said yes, if he married her, because Micah, she has her hands opened and she's like, Paul, give me love, show me love, make me trust you, make me give myself to you. How? Why do you want that? Don't you think that Paul also came to this experience for the same purposes? Paul also wants to get love. Paul also wants the affection. He also wants to be reassured. He wants to be shown love as well. Why are you the one sitting on the receiving end and not giving? Because going into this experience, you must not be sitting there and saying that, I want to see if the guy loves me. And then if he loves me as much, then I will love him back. You went into there saying that you are looking for love. You are ready to also love. So why are you just going to sit there and say, show me love and then I will love you and then I will reciprocate it? No, give love as well. I get that she had feelings for Paul, but he was just not doing enough. The relationship for her was about her. She was the one that was supposed to be made happy. I'm very happy that they did not get married. It was not going to work out. She says, when she's crying after Paul said, I'm not going to marry you, girl. She's crying and then she says, all I wanted was for him to show that he will pick me. He already picked you, my love. He already picked you, sweetie. So maybe after Paul, after they had gotten married, she was going to change and she was just going to start giving more into the relationship. I don't know, but Paul had already told you, sweetie, and Paul was all the way in. You were just not. You were not. Paul was the one putting effort and you were not. That is the honest truth. And then let's talk about Kwame and Chelsea. Firstly, Chelsea going into this, I think Chelsea is a well-developed person. She has a good job. She has a nice life for herself. She has an apartment. Like her life is okay. I think Chelsea was just like, okay, right now I have everything that I wanted. What I need now is to get myself a husband. So who's gonna come and fit into in this life? So let me go and get myself a husband. So she goes into this experience, and luckily for her, Micah dumps Kwame, so Kwame picks her. Because let's be honest, we all know this. If Micah had not dumped Kwame, Kwame was going to end up with Micah. Micah was Kwame's first choice. So siyabulela ke Micah that you dumped Kwame so that he could end up with Chelsea. So now there's a lot of issues in this relationship. First of all, Kwame is from Ghana. He does not have his whole family there. Chelsea has had her whole life there in that country. Okay. So now we are talking about where are we going to stay after we get married? How is going to be our life? And for Chelsea, because she had already envisioned this whole thing, all she needed in her life was to bring in a husband into her life. I thought, Grace, you are coming to stay with me. Kwame, you are going to leave your city where you are staying in, and then you're going to come and stay with me. Because this is exactly what in my head I have. Chelsea even had ideas for their engagement party, even the underwears they were going to wear. She had already had them because for Chelsea, this was a done deal. And she just needed someone to come and perfectly fit in. A guy who has made his life and has built his strong life where he was in the city that he was staying. He has his friends there. He has his sister there. And he has his entire life, his colleagues and whatever there. When Uti Chelsea, it's not open for discussion. Kwame, you are coming to stay in this city with me. You are leaving your city, which is 3 hours away. You are leaving your house there and your friends there. You are coming to stay here with me. Nzanina-san. I'm not saying that they should have moved to where Kwame was staying, but I feel like this should have not went the way it did. Maybe Kwame, keep your apartment there. Once in a while, we travel to your place. Maybe once a month, we travel to your place so I can meet your friends, so I can see the life that you are living here. So that even Kwame, it's easy for Kwame to just ease into it. Ne? Kwame is asked to drop everything for Chelsea and go. Another thing here is that Kwame is a Ghanaian, like I said. Ghanaian parents are have very strong thoughts about who their children should marry. It's in their culture. Wherever you go, whichever Ghanaian that you meet, I know I'm talking from experience. Whichever Ghanaian you meet, Ghanaian parents feel very strongly about marriage and who their children should marry and how they should be married. So it was highly expected that Kwame's mother was not going to be for this. So Kwame's mom is not for this. And Chelsea is there beefing. He's like, so are you going to say yes to me? Do you love me? Uti, is your love enough for you to say yes to me even when your mom is not for it? I know the girl, when Kwame was making the first call to his mom to tell his mom that he's engaged, girl wanted to talk to the mom, and she did not understand why Kwame was saying no. Let me talk to my mom alone. Let me, because you don't even know my mom for that matter. I'm not against Chelsea or anything, but you could really tell that Chelsea had this thing figured out from onset, because even in the pods, she was always affirming Kwame, always reassuring him and making sure, nigga, you know that I'm for you. I love you so much. Get dear and stuff. Ingati, she wanted to make sure that she leaves that place with a person, because there was high chance of her not being picked. But Ingati, she wanted to make sure that she leaves the place with a man. They get to the altar. We meet, before they get to the altar, we meet Kwame's sister. I love her so much. She is a very warm person. I loved how bubbly she was and stuff. And she was very supportive. And she even told Kwame, but listen, you know how mom is. You going into this, you probably knew now, but mama would say no. So this is something that you need to decide for yourself. I loved that. I absolutely am for that. So they get to the altar. They both say yes. So they are married. And even after they got married, man, I could see that Kwame was a bit uneasy. Am I looking for too much into it? He was a bit uneasy. His body language. I really think that the relationship is not going to work out. That marriage is not going to work out. Lastly, let's get into Brad and Tiffany. I'm sure you can tell by the expression on my face that this is my favorite couple. I love them from the ports. I wanted Brett to propose, and for me, he was already taking too long to propose. I love Tiffany so much, and together, I really think they're compatible. I think that they are for each other, and all I can say is good things about them. And you've seen how they've been towards each other. I am in full support. I love Tiffany's family. Tiffany's friends are very supportive of her. I think they are the best couple of this season. But I saw a gray flag being waved on the last episode. I was like, Could this be something? Is it me, Jesus? Am I looking too much into it? Because girl, Brad, like I'm saying, has been this marshmallow, this sweet, the soft, the whole time. It's very gentle. The day of his wedding, when he was wearing his pants did not fit and he flipped. I saw a side of him that we never saw. I'm like, oh, Brad. He flipped. He was mad. He was mad. He left the wedding venue to get his pants fixed. And his pants were ready 30 minutes before the wedding. Okay, it's probably nothing. It's probably nothing. And I'm not saying that he was wrong to feel unhappy about how his pants were fitting, but I'm just saying that the way that he felt about the whole thing and the way that he expressed it, for me, was a gray flag. I felt there is something we don't know about Brad. It might be nothing, but... and of which I pray it's nothing. So yeah, that is all about our 5 couples from Love is Blind season 4. Please tell me, what are your thoughts? Marshall and Jackie, Irene, Zach and Bliss, Kwame and Chelsea, Micah and Paul, Brad and Tiffany. What do you think? What are your thoughts? And all these dramas, the drama in this season, guys, we have never had a drama full season like this one. I don't know if it was all scripted or played, but the drama. It literally got me on my toes. I cannot wait for the reunion. The reunion is coming out on Monday. I am definitely looking forward to the reunion. I want to see Irene in the reunion because Irene is a snake. Thank you so much for watching. Let the conversation continue in the comment section. Bye.